So hey guys, I wanted to talk to you real quick about your BDP. This is going to be due in week number 12, but we're going to do some assignment preps. And so I decided that I was going to make a video real quick to talk you through some of the issues that we're coming up with and that we've discovered a little bit. Now, one of the things I want to remind you about the BDP is baccalaureate degree plan, is that plan from a four-year university is very important because colleges have every right to change the way in which you get a degree and the process steps, the courses that you take. Now, your CAA, which is the Comprehensive Articulation Agreement that was agreed upon between the community colleges and the four-year universities in the North Carolina system. Now, the private universities have a little different of a situation, but they are still trying to do some of the same things. But for public universities in North Carolina, they have an agreement with the community colleges, and you should have already learned about that, the CAA. And so what it's important that we do is that we take that BDP and we put it on file, we put it somewhere. And in JCC, we have something called OnBase. And OnBase is something that is a file system that allows, it's a tracking system. Now, as you know, I'm getting my doctorate from Liberty University. And one of the things that happened to me as I was going through the program is that I started in one degree completion plan. They call it a DCP. And then in the middle of my program, it changed. And so I was kind of freaking out a little bit because the change would have meant that I would have made more, taken more classes, and boy, I didn't want to do that. And so what I was grateful of is that everything that I had done when I started the program, I was still on that degree completion plan. And so unless I get out of the program and have to come back to it, I am going to stay on that program and that DCP until I graduate. So it's really important that you make the effort now to look at some baccalaureate degree completion plans, and that you put them in your file, because if the college has proof that you started the program in under one degree plan, they are actually legally liable to and responsible to allow you to continue that. So that is why we do this assignment. So just so you know, it's not just busy work. It's something that is going to take a little bit of time for you to gather up. And I'm going to try to walk you through the processes, because what we're finding out is not all degree plans and colleges have it in a really nice PDF format. And so I'm going to show you a couple of differences. I've already pulled them up, and I'll show you here in just a second some of the options and things. But at the end of the day, the whole idea is to get a plan that is from a college that you're interested in, and the program, the major that you're interested in, and put it into your program and on your basically a paper trail, if you will. And so that's why we do this assignment. So let me go ahead and go ahead to the side and hide myself. And this is your BDP assignment prep. And so again, we talked about in week 3, students, you discussed the CAA and BDP. And then in week 12, just a couple of weeks, your assignment is actually due. So what you want to do, and what I've put on here, you notice that here I said a total of 4 PDFs. And I gave you a CAP website. We'll talk about that here in just a second. But your basically overview of this project is you are finding 4 plans from 2 schools. Now, it could be the same plan, like if you want business administration and then you want business marketing. Well, those are 2 separate programs, but you could get them from ECU, and then you go and look at North Carolina State, and you get those same programs or comparable ones, and that is your 4 PDFs that you would have. And then you're going to actually submit to CAP, which is the advising process that we have. And you're going to email them and make sure that you put those 4 documents in a PDF in the email, and then you're going to send it to them, and they're going to send you a nice little response back. Now, they're still working on the process steps to get that all through. But they will be getting that here pretty soon. But they're going to send you a nice little email that says, hey, we've got your email, and we're good to go on that. And then you're going to submit that as a PDF. I'm sorry, as a ping. You're going to take a screenshot of that. But remember, one of the things that they told us is to make sure that on your subject line, you put your last name, first name, and JCC ID number. Now, I know that you don't always think about how many students are in a institution, but there's a lot of John Smiths, there's a lot of Susie Q's, and so we want you to make sure that you put your JC ID number in the subject line. It's really important. Give a statement. As any email, you want to just put something about, here are my degree completion plans. Thank you so much for your time, all that kind of stuff. And then, of course, make sure all 4 of your plans are attached. Once you've emailed them, they're going to send you a response, and you need to take a screenshot of that right here and submit it. It says next week, but it's actually going to be week 12. So I see on here I'm going to have to change that. So again, if you don't receive an email response, that is your responsibility to email them back. They may not have gotten it. It might have gotten lost in the mix. So please make sure you take ownership of your process and your program and do this. Okay. So this again is going to be in week 12. So I'm going to hit this website right here. And you're going to see it pop up. So this is a college and university, the Center for Academic Planning, and you can see that here is all your degree programs and things that are part of the general education requirements. So make sure you always check those out because they always get updated. You notice the dates here. And then if you go to the college and university information, this is what that looks like right here. And so what you're looking for is transfer pathways. Okay. Now the course equivalency is also an important part because you want to see what courses that NC State or Appalachian State University offers that actually are the same, that are equivalent to the courses that you're taking at JCC. The whole idea is that you don't take extra courses for this process. Okay. So one of the things, I'm going to go to NC State first because NC State does a great job with that. So I'm going to click over here. These are the pathways to degrees. So we're going to look at the business administration. So let's go down to deal with just the regular business administration. If we click on this, I'm going to open it up in a new tab here. And you see that it's going to open up into a nice, handy-dandy, eventually little 4-year pathway, and that's going to be great. That's exactly what you want. You just want to go up here and you want to download it. You can right-click on it. You can actually print PDF as well. That's all. So you look up here. The first 2 sections are your community college, first and second year, and then when you go to your junior and senior year, when you transfer, these are great. So that is a fantastic one. So that's going to be one. Then you look over here and you see maybe a marketing concentration. You do the same thing, and that is 2 PDFs from NC State, and that is fantastic. Again, the whole idea is that you look and see which courses that you need. Now, we're going to go over to ECU, all right? So that's the same thing. So if I go back over here, I go down to the ECU, that goes to that transfer pathway. And so I come down here and I look at the college below to view the transfer degree plan. So I'm going to click on the College of Business. It's going to come down here. I see it's different because every college is different. So I see management. Okay, so there's an AA and an AS. So let's just open up the AS. Okay, it's going to open up into a wonderful, looks different, but it's still a PDF that you can look at and how that all works. Again, you would go back over here and I'm going to go back up one, and you can see all the different ones that you want to look at. They might have a marketing one. You could do the same. So that if you just did those 4, 2 schools and 4 different PDFs, the same degree, a little slightly different, but basically the same kinds of degrees, you should be good to go. Now, here's where it gets a little tricky. You're going to have to do some clicking. All right. So let's just say I want to go to App State. And so here's App State. So I notice that it takes me to this one. Well, there's a lot more clicking that I have to do It's not as easy. So if I go over to the transfer guide, I'm going to click on that one. And so, okay, it tells me that, but I'm not sure how I got to that. I'm just having to really do some searching, and that's okay too, because the more you search, the better off you're going to understand where things are. So you need to see there's 4-year guides, and these guys are actually figuring out what's going on. Okay, so basically they're saying these it's not available or out of state. Please refer to the general application 4-year guide, because these are actually being updated right now. So all I did is I went to the 4-year guide, and you can see this right here, this 4-year guide. So again, it's taking me to a lot of different ones, but I got the business office over here. I clicked over to the College of Business, and then I went down to the programs of study. Okay, so I'm over here, programs of study. Here we go. Well, there's a lot of things in here. So here's another program of study that I have here, prerequisites. Well, I'm still not finding exactly what I want, but if I just keep going, I'm going to go to the catalog here, and let's see, it did the program study catalog, and there we go. There we go. We finally got to where the PDFs are, and boy, a lot of clicking, but still some universities, that is the way that they've set it up. Okay, so that's one thing. Now I'm going to come over here to another one. This is UNCG. So they have a little different one that they've done. Again, the Business of Administration, Business Studies, they have a different format. So I can see that. Again, I'm just staying with business because it's most schools will have a business degree. But if I come over to Barton College, well, Barton College is a great program, great group. Now they only have the course equivalency list. So if I open this up in a new tab, what this is going to bring is a course equivalency. Guys, this is not what the PDF that we need, because this doesn't tell you how you're going to get at the end of a 4-year degree, how you're going to get information, or I'm sorry, a business degree. And so this does not do you any good, except for, hey, if I've taken this course over here on the NC Community College courses, that will go over and be on acceptable and equivalent to this one over here. What you are looking for is something like this right here. And so if I go to the actual business course, it says required courses for the major. All right, so this is kind of what you're looking for here. Now this is a weird thing, but what I'm wanting you to do is, if you highlight this right here and you right click and you go to print. All right, and this is one way that you can do it as a PDF. All right, you would just go over here, and most computers will allow you to save as a PDF, and you just go ahead and save this. If you say save, and then make sure, please, that you name it in a way that's easy to get to, and that you know what it is. Naming conventions are really important that you have on here. Okay, so those are just a couple of different ways in which to get the information. Again, if you're coming back over to your assignment here, make sure, please, that you read through the assignment. Go and take the time to, when you're looking at your rubric, make sure that everything is set up and that you have done the research before. It's not that hard of an assignment, guys, but we're finding that a lot of our students are really confused with it. So again, you're doing 2 colleges. You're doing 4 total degrees that you have. They could be 2 of the same from one college and 2 of the same from a different college. That's fine. But they need to have 4 PDFs. And when you actually submit it to me in your Blackboard, you're going to submit 5 things to me. All right. So I'm going to go back up to me here. So I'm going to ask you to submit 5 things. 4 of the PDFs of your college transfer ones, and then 1 screenshot of what the email that was sent back to you that says, hey, we've got it, we're good to go. All right, so if there's any questions at any time, please make sure you email me. I know this is a longer video, but I really wanted to make sure that you guys had some of the information from me, and I showed you online how I got to certain things. Some of those you have to keep clicking back and forth, but that's just part of the process step. Okay, guys? So please make sure you take the time to do that. And at any time, please email me back. All right, guys.